When working with homophones, remember those are two words that are spelled differently and have different meanings but sound the same. When you're working with these words, they can sometimes be confusing because you're not quite sure which one to use. And so a lot of times I have to go back to my reading strategy of asking myself, does that word look right? Because both of the words are going to sound correct because they sound the same, but they're going to make our eyes think of which one would look the best in that sentence and like where have I seen this word before. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be reading up a passage together, and it's going to be a homophone hunt. And so as we read, we are going to be seeing two options of homophones within our sentence, and we have to determine which spelling is the correct one for the homophone that would fit in that sentence. And so we are going to take a look at our first sentence today that says, last week we left the city to go on an adventure with our aunt. And so you see we have two versions of week, EE and EA. So I'm going to think to myself, which of those looks the best to me? And which one means like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Now, I know that I've seen EEK before, especially when we've talked about like our calendar time. So this would be the word week, as in the days of the week. So last week we left the city to go on an adventure with our aunt. And now I know that A-N-T is like the teeny tiny insect ant, and A-U-N-T would be the sister of one of my parents, so an ant. Aunt Betty, the bear, took us on a plane ride. So now we know that this is a fiction story and that Aunt Betty is a bear, which we see over here. And so we have to think, is that B-E-A-R or B-A-R-E? Now I know from nonfiction texts that B-E-A-R is the animal bear, and B-A-R-E means like something doesn't have anything on it. And then they took a plane ride. This one should be easy. It's a spelling word, right? It's our silent E, a plane ride. Some of us wanted to meet up with our friend Dan, the deer, but we didn't have any time. Now there's a lot in this one. So it said some of us wanted. Now we have S-O-M-E and S-U-M. Now I know in our math vocabulary that S-U-M is when you add two numbers together or more and you find the sum of those numbers. So I know that this would not be our homophone for some. Some of us wanted to meet up. Now we have double E or E-A. Now I know that E-A is when you eat an animal, meat. And E-E-T is when you meet someone, when you gather together. With our friend Dan. And so again, I'm going to underline O-U-R because that looks better to me, because H-O-U-R is like the hour, what time it is. So we wanted to meet up with our friend Dan, the deer. So we should know this one too. We know E-E-R is the animal. But we didn't have any time. And that's our silent E. The time is a spice, T-H-Y-M-E. Aunt Betty had other plans for us. She took us to a forest, and all we could see were trees. So here we have 2, 2, and 2. And I know that this is the number 2. Double O is multiples, so 2 is like our direction. We went to the forest, and we all could see were trees. And that is using our eyes, see were trees. We walked deep into the forest, and after an hour, so there's our hour again, Aunt Betty suddenly stopped. In front of us was a fallen tree. She said, "Do you hear that?" Which one is it? Yep, E-A-R. We all leaned in close. Aunt Betty lifted up the log and revealed a family of 8 ants. Now we should know this one. Which one means the number 8? Say it out loud. Yeah, E-I-G-H-T. 8, black. Yep, A-N-T-S, which are the insects. The ant family sat at a long wood table eating their dinner. And so wood table means like it's made out of a tree. So that'd be WOOD. Would table eating their dinner. And I know THERE is like a location, like over there. And EIR is the possessive, so their dinner. They sat there eating a feast of meat, vegetables, and bread. So again, we just answered this one. They sat there, location, eating a feast of meat, EA, vegetables, and bread. The father ant, that's why we're still talking about the insect, stood up and said, "What can I help you with? Please don't eat us, for if you ate us," oh, we should know this one too. Which one is it? Yeah, ATE, because that's the past tense of eat. If you ate us, we would taste very plain. And which one is it? You should know this one too. Yeah, AIN means there's not a lot of flavor. Aunt Betty replied, "We don't want to eat you. We just need help finding the blue river." So is this going to be the color blue or like the wind blue? Yeah, it's going to be the color blue. "Do you know the way to the river?" "Yes, yes, I do," said the father ant. "It's just down this path, over the road." Which one? OA. Remember, RODE is like I rode my bike. "Then down the hill," he said. We thanked him and went on our way. The wind blew through our fur, and we knew we were close. Now, knew, this is like the word know, has our K. So we knew we were close. Finally, we reached the river. Aunt Betty asked, "Does anyone know why I brought you here?" And so for the word know, which one is it? KNOW, not NO. That means like, no, don't do that. Just then, a big red fish jumped from the water. We should know this one. Say it real loud. Yep, it's RED. The smallest baby bear cub raised his hand and said, "Are you going to teach us how to fish?" Aunt Betty replied, "Yes, that is right." Oops. We could not wait to learn. It was going to be one great day in the forest. So in our passage, we had lots of different homophones, some that we knew a lot about, that we've seen a lot, and some newer ones to us. So remember, if you don't know which homophone it is, you can always ask yourself which one looks correct to you. Like I know, like for the color blue, BLUE, because I've seen that on a crayon before. And so that could be a strategy that could help you figure out some of our homophones. So head over to Seesaw. You don't need to print out today because you're just going to be circling and reading some sentences and finding homophones, okay? So I will see you back here tomorrow to take our spelling test on our 10 homophones, all right? See you later, first grade. Bye.